all have a
You're
pretty good
mine,
mind.
and I'll promise you I will treat you well, my sweet angel. So help me, Jesus.
I
Yeah.
think that was the show that we were at. I think that was the show when Brenda and Nick brought the baby.
The baby, yeah.
Yeah, and the friend with the big old
Yeah.
headphones and the fucking little baby carrier
That's
and
funny.
with his dad, and he was just like in the front row, just like dancing like this, and
That's
the baby's
funny.
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, my son went to a
fucking
couple of
blast.
shows as a kid like that.
Yeah.
Because I did live music since the 90s. I started in Boston in 93, 94, working for Aerosmith's nightclub Mamakin on Lansdowne Street in Boston. It was a good time. Ran into some good shit. But then from there, I built my first stage in 99 for Warped Tour, and then it was
Fuck yeah.
all the festivals from there. Our crew was the first people into Bonnaroo. We did the first Hangout Festival. We did all the Camp Biscos. We were in the Country Music Festival every year.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Country Music Festival's Nashville. So, like, I've always wanted to be in a band. Every time we try to start a band, like, you know, like Tony Hawk killed the band one time when the Tony Hawk game came out. Every time that we went to band practice, we just got fucking ripped and played Tony Hawk.
yeah.
So the band never happened. So Tony Hawk killed the band. But I did have we rehearsed once and had two very successful shows in Nashville during the busiest week of music. And the first year was a little rough, but we got through it. And the second year we sold out. But it was a band that doesn't exist, never existed. I just said it did. And
Did not exist.
Yeah. So we were down at the Country Music Festival down in Nashville. It was June. And it was the first day of the build. And one of the guys that lived locally wasn't working with us. He usually did freelance, and he started working he had a house gig as a rigger. So he came and visited us the first day. So at the end of our thing, we went and had a couple of beers. It was at this place called like Two Crows or something. We went and had some beers, and I was like, "Man, tomorrow's gonna be a long day, Joe. You know, tomorrow's gonna be. We gotta go." And he's like, "All right, let's go." So we jumped in the car, and he's getting ready to drop me off at the hotel, and we passed by this giant like Irish pub, and it had live music. And he goes, "One more beer," and I was like, "All right, one more beer." We walk into this place, and it was like an open mic night, Monday night. It was fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible. We walk up to the bar. I'm shit-faced. I'm talking to the girl, Shelly Brown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you can remember that.
Something
amount of
wasn't so horrible about that night if you remembered
yeah,
Shelley
if you're
Brown.
remembering these details, something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we scissored. So we're sitting there.
It happened.
So we were sitting at the bar, and I was just complaining. She goes, "Tell me about it. This asshole's been here for the last couple of weeks. He said that he could fucking bring all this music in, and he just hasn't been fucking doing it." And I was like, "Really? Can I fuck with him a little bit?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, can I like book a show?" She was like, "Let me go find out." So she goes to the owner and fucking goes into the back, talks to the owner. She comes back. She goes, "Let's see what happens." So she ran over to him. He grabs his book and he comes fucking running over. And he goes, "I can give you the 7:15 slot." I was like, "Bro, we only headline."
Bro, you don't put Metallica on the backstage.
We've been coming down to the CMAs now for the last 9 years, bro. Like, we're not a 15-minute in the middle slot. So he goes, "Oh, man." And he looks and he goes, "All right, I'll give you the 9:30 slot and you can close out the night." Perfect. So I go back to the fucking hotel. I tell everybody, and they're like, "Fucking bullshit, dude." So all week long, as we're building and doing this shit, but like I'm telling you, dude, we got to rehearse. We got to rehearse. And they're like, "Well, let's go around the pool tonight." And so we go around the pool, and some of the musicians started playing, and it was like good. And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, I wanted to make this like we get kicked out, but you guys are good.
This is going to be a problem. They might book us again.
Yeah. Well, no, it didn't cross my mind at all. I was still on my thing. Like it was gonna be a sight to see. And so I'm going all week long, and finally it's the last day. We're pulling the skins up on the roof of the stage, big roof system, and you gotta put these skins in this thing called keter. You pull it into the thing, and what you feed the skin in is a keter. And the guy that I'm with, he was like, man, I hate feeding Keter. He said, that's the name of the band. Feeding Keter, the name of the band.
Keter.
So we take a fucking break after to get the skins, and we was gonna clean up. Let's go take a water. We're sitting down. The phone rings, and it's a fucking Nashville number. I had no idea. I answer it and fucking put it on speaker. Everybody's around, and the guy's like, "Hey, Greg, what's up? It's Mark." I forget his fucking name. It's Mark.
Yeah, you remember fucking Shelley, didn't you?
yeah. I didn't scissor Mark. No Diddy, bro. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
I'll get my music out without Diddy. Anyway, so he's like, hey, man, I just wanted to confirm, make sure that you guys are going to be here. Your band's going to be here tomorrow night. And now everybody's faces are fucking changing. Like,
Oh, he wasn't fucking around.
yeah, dude. So finally, the big stage guy comes down, and I forget his name, too. It was like Spider or Rat or something. Just big fucking roadie, you know what I mean? Hey, Greg, you really got this fucking show going on? And I was like, yeah, Spider, I sure do. And he goes, man, get whatever you fucking need, and it's yours. Because the whole goal was, again, just to be a nuisance, like a stagehand stomp type thing.
Yeah.
So we go into the fucking boneyard, and we're grabbing rhino mat, big old plastic mats that you lay down on grass so you don't fuck it up with the stage. We have all that, broken pieces of that. I use that as a washboard. We had these big giant bolts that went on truss towers and shit like that. We all kinds of crazy shit. So now we got all our instruments. I go back to the hotel.
Bolts and Reiner liner. We got all our instruments we leave, guys. Nothing else needed. We're good. We're good.
No, wait till you hear the surprise.
Does somebody have a toothbrush? We're going to need a toothbrush for this song.
We can even beat that one. So finally, everybody's getting drunk. They're drinking, and I'm a little bit early. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. So I cut off a pair of jeans, and that's what my style now that you see when I have cut off pants.
Right.
I call those my man prees, and I liked it from that night that I kept on cutting pants. So I had those. We had this one guy, Matty O'Brien, that never liked his picture taken, so someone made T-shirts of him that year. And I got one of the girls' shirts, and I made a belly shirt out of it.
Man.
Put on the eyeliner, sharpied my fingernails and shit, and I was like, all right, I'll meet you guys down at the bar. And I was like, they're like, all right. I open up the door. I step in. The guy who booked me, his jaw drops to the fucking ground. He comes running up to me and goes, you do play country music, right? I said, fuck no. And I walked up to the bar to Shelly and sat down at the bar, and she's in fucking tears now. You're really doing this? I was like, oh, you don't know what's happening. So the guy was getting ready to finish up. It was my turn, and he comes up and he goes, you ready? And I was like, the band's not here yet. They're making their way. I just got the call. They're making their way from the hotel. So let this guy play a little bit. He's doing good. So he plays a couple more songs, and I look at the door, and it opens up, and this guy I call Thor. He's about fucking 7 foot tall. He's one of the Spiders Road guys, just big. He gives me the thumbs up, and I say, all right. So I give the other guy a fucking thumbs up. Cuts off the song. The door opens. 25 fucking stagehands come in, walking in, show blacks, holding all big old like fucking
Cases?
No. Yeah, they pulled some cases. The fucking things that you build for buildings. No, not truss. The other fucking thing.
Hammers?
No. Scaffolding.
Okay.
So the guys are coming in with scaffolding, sledgehammers, the rhino mat, all kinds of buckets of nuts and bolts, crazy shit. They go up on the stage, and we have this old guy, fucking George, old man George. We built this 4x4 fucking thing around him in the stage. Banging, he's got sledgehammers out. The guy's fucking freaking out. We have a guy plugging in a bass player. Other guys with fucking buckets setting it all up. And the guy has no idea what the fuck's going on. So we build this thing around George. He pulls out his acoustic and he starts singing his first song, Fuck You and Your Mama Too. And it progressively got worse from there. What I thought was going to happen, and we were going to get kicked out in the first 5 minutes, we jammed nonstop for 3 fucking hours.
Jesus Christ.
The year later, the guy searched me down on Facebook, booked us again to a fucking sold out room.
Did you bring the full setup again?
The full setup. So the first year, I said I'll beat the other thing that you said. We had a guy fucking banging the microphone with an 18-inch dildo. That was our bass. Boom, boom, boom. Dude, it was absolutely insane. One of the best things. I was in a band that doesn't exist.
Man, it's awesome when you do something that you want to really fuck with people and everybody likes it, and you're like, oh shit, okay, well fuck, I had no idea this was gonna happen.
Feeding
This was the worst idea
Crazy
I had.
production.
Yeah. Well, and everybody thinks it's like, these guys are so creative. They're artists. You're like, no, they were fucking drunk last week and are trying to play a prank
Went
on
in
you.
for one more beer.
Yeah, it's like when you go to the art show and it's just somebody like throwing sand at a wall, and you're
One more
like,
beer.
that guy is like, oh my god, it's art. No, it's a fucking drunk guy throwing sand at a wall. He's tricking all of us into thinking this is good. It's not fucking good. Speaking
shit.
of great though, Al from The-Shbooms.
Hi, buddy.
Hey
Howdy.
buddy, how you doing?
What a segue.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, I feel like that compared to your show stories, it gotta be drastically different, but kind of the same. I mean,
Well, I mean, just different instruments, I guess. But
yeah.
You don't have any dildos? You
they
don't-
see about that many people walking. Well, human dildos.
Oh yeah, but you have a
Bunch of
big ass
idiots.
fucking band. Well, you're like 10 people deep in your band.
Yeah,
Are you really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
old
yeah.
School.
It's all powerhouse fucking musicians too. There's all like,
I don't. Well, that's strong language.
I'm a strong
We're
guy.
good. We have.
I use strong language. I'm not afraid of it.
So I've heard.
I am looking forward
All
to
those
seeing the
cunts
live
are great.
set. For sure, I'm looking forward to seeing at least at Hurricane, if not
Yeah.
Yeah.
other places. But transparency, I've only seen your videos,
Oh man.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
dig them.
Thanks, man.
Digging them.
Yeah, the live. I think. I mean, this one is live. But actually seeing it live is a lot different than like.
It was like that high energy band, you know,
Yeah.
like that soul funk, everything, you know, like big band, a lot of brass.
Full
and-
horn section.
yeah, like all that. Where it's just getting then fucking Bren, Queen Bee. My
Yeah, man.
God.
She rips.
Fucking what a vocalist.
And
It's
everybody's local?
ridiculous.
Yeah, I think yeah. Brenda came really random how she arrived. She was signed.
So how
by
did she ended up
Justin-
in the band with you guys?
Yeah, so she was signed to Justin Timberlake's label. She could tell this story better than me, but I'll give you a quick. Yeah, she was signed to his label, and the Shaboons were a band already, and we had a different singer, and she was working with the same engineer. She was being flown in from Staten Island to Orlando to work with our engineer. His name's Alan.
You're getting shorter and shorter
Yeah,
as
I'm
you're
getting
talking.
shorter and shorter.
Eventually the microphone's going to be over your head.
Yeah, and it just kind of in passing, she was she heard about us, and we were halfway through our recording, and our old singer decided she wanted to move, and I just had the balls to ask our engineer. I was like, "Give me Brenda's number. Let me see.
Just
Let me
see
just
what she'll
throw this
say."
out there." And she was at I want to say she was at the tail end of her time with Justin, and she wanted to play with a band. I don't think she really had. I mean, she had some opportunities with him, but not like a full on like we're gonna go. Let's do it like garage band style, like,
Right.
You know,
But she was doing a lot of backup vocals and stuff or stuff like that?
She did some of that stuff. I think she was in the studio a lot, man. They were
Yeah.
working on her music. But, you know, I would imagine, again, she can tell this story better than me, but, you know, Justin Timberlake at the time was probably one of the biggest pop stars in the world. He probably had restaurants, you know, this, that, the other, record label. You know, she got found. I mean, she's incredible. And I don't think she got the time with him that she deserved. So
Right.
she just kind of, you know, like she was with the label for a while, but like I don't think like she got her time in the sun, you know. And
I think she made a good move by leaving.
I think so too.
I think it was a much better move.
No, not biased. Sir.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
biased.
yeah, no.
We've had a lot of fun, man. We've been
Right.
together. She's been with us almost 10 years. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, she is the band. You know,
That's what I was gonna say. I've
That's-
known the band.
The band
as
started
that,
when
yeah.
she
Yeah.
arrived.
That's
how
the only way I ever knew.
We'd
was
been
that.
practicing for 4 years until she
Yeah.
came. You know, so
Oh, that's
Trying to
pretty
get the
awesome.
band up to
Yeah.
par for Queen Bee.
yeah.
That's awesome though. But you also didn't. I mean, a lot of your bands play in other bands and things like that too. So were you already friends with a lot of the guys when you did it, or is it just
yeah,
something that
I've
you
been
kind of?
playing around town since I was young, you know. So we were a lot of us were in punk bands or
Yeah.
rock and roll bands or indie bands, and this band was kind of an homage to my parents. Like they grew up, you know, the soul of the '60s and '70s garage rock.
Yeah.
My mom used to go to record hops when she was young in New Haven, Connecticut, and she got on Connecticut Bandstand, and so a lot of it was like, you know, this old man trying to make my mom proud. Like, all right, I'll quit listening to this crazy thrash and I'll try and do something I don't know how to do.
Yeah.
And it's taken a while, and it's not exactly to form. I'm me, but it went with that intention of trying to like throw back to mom. And I think a lot of the players, we'd all been in. Some of our players are in Blue Man Group, and so they're playing crazy polyrhythmic, all this stuff, on stage, and they're like, so all I got to do is.
So you're just gonna give me 2 bongos? That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Shit. Okay.
We're just
got it, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna drink beer and have fun and like party, like
Yeah.
So for them, it's like exciting because it's completely different. So.
And I've probably been to about at least 10
I'd
Shaboom
say
shows.
10,
yeah,
at least
give
10.
or take 10, 15 Shaboom shows, and they've all been great.
I'm looking forward to it. So if you had a one-off, if someone was like, all right, Al, we need you to do a one-man show tonight, what genre do you think you would jump onto?
Me?
Yeah.
It's
just an Al show.
Oh, Al couldn't do it. I hide behind the 8 other people.
How would you make that show work? By calling someone else?
Nobody wants to hear one guy play bass kind of good.
Kind of good.
All right. So then God forbid that Shabooms wasn't anymore and you had to go into another band. Would you stick with the style as an homage, or are you really jonesing to get back to something else? What's in your blood?
I'm happy here, man. I think
Yeah.
we've paved our own little path in our little world, and we're nowhere near finished. I've never been in a band that like everyone is excited to like show up to rehearsals and
Yeah.
go have fun at the shows. Like all the bands I was in when I was younger, like we all gave up, a couple of years in, and it was, life changes, but maybe
Yeah.
it started around the right time, where.
I think everybody in your band probably sees the big picture from day one, too. What you guys are building is not your stereotypical radio band. You're building
We don't know.
a
I
niche
think that's
market.
just
that,
like you guys, like
Yeah.
I've been talking to you, like there's no script here.
Yeah.
We're
No,
just
yeah.
fucking
We don't
off
know
and,
if this works.
Yeah, it does.
We're just doing things we like.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, let's just do what we like. And if people like it, that's
the
fucking
way,
cool.
yeah, man.
We can keep
Organic
doing it.
and rad,
Just
Yeah.
throw a bunch of things against the wall. Something's going
Yeah,
to stick.
eventually.
And then that's what we go
Mm-hmm.
to.
And we've got 8-9 hours worth of this show, and only 10 minutes has seen light of day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. But those couple minutes I've seen online, they're amazing.
Now, when you do rehearse, do you obviously you have your songs down, and it's not a matter of learning your songs. Do you prepare for your set? So if you're going in and you have an hour set for this festival, are you practicing and figuring out how you're going to segue into things, your little stories, that whole kind?
I mean, we're kind of like old school showman stuff, like Motown Review. Like there's some of that stuff that's built in there that we're segueing songs and
Well, like with the Motown,
But there's always the live element, if that makes sense. So, like, a lot of times with bands, I mean, everyone does whatever they're doing. I'm not saying anything negative or positive either way, but, like, there's a lot of, there's backing tracks and, there's a lot of stuff going on. We don't have any experience with that. We're just players. So, we're going to rehearsal and, like, we sound great at rehearsal, but if we have too many beers at a show, it's
there is no pre-recorded backing track
but that's
or anything.
the excitement of playing live too. Is like I like that live element where something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
We're gonna trip and fall over each other because of the chords and.
When you guys do a lot of those like really sweet, like especially at the beginning, where you do those ramp ups of songs, where it's just like the music, the drums, the guitars kicking in, the bass kicking in,
it's
and it's just that build up, and then all of a sudden the crowd's like getting into it, and then it goes into. I think you usually do the intro and then introduce Brenda.
Changes, yeah.
But
We
it's
just
like
do
it's this
something.
fucking build up though,
Yeah.
of like excitement before anything even starts. The band is just like starting
Sorry, I'm
to
gonna
play.
move
It's like
this chair real quick.
And like
Yeah, do it.
by the time you introduce Brenda, like it just flawlessly goes from just this build up right into the music and just carries through like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those transitions, I feel like gotta be pain in the ass to kind of nail down when you've had a couple beers.
It makes it fun, man. When
Yeah.
you're with your people, man, it's like
Everybody knows everybody.
yeah,
Everybody
we're having
knows how
fun, and
everybody
there's
plays.
no egos. We're just going like, how do we get them?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
have a certain ritual you do before you go on stage?
Whiskey.
Yeah. I
little
can
bit
tell
of
you
that.
that it absolutely is true.
Yeah, I think we're still like giddy little kids, even though we're old, like when we're loading into the venue and you see your buds and you're like, this is going to be fun,
Yeah.
and it's always an adventure, especially when you a new venue you haven't played before, new city.
Yeah.
That's still like
New country.
Yeah, well, haven't done that yet, but
You haven't played out over the other side?
We talked about Europe stuff, but I don't know. We'll see.
Didn't you guys have like an England tour on the line or something like that a while back?
We were touring right before COVID. We had just put our first full length record out album, and we did a good amount of touring with the amount of people we have. You know, schedules. We had people flying in from different cities to cover who couldn't.
Yeah.
It was, for a DIY, like it's a challenge, but we did it, and we were getting offers to do West Coast, and we had to turn some things down, and then COVID came, and it was just like, oh man.
You do any COVID concerts or anything like that?
Yeah, we did.
We did one together.
Yeah, we did one at West End.
Yeah.
And we sold it like a what do they call it? Like a residency. So we did, was it 2 nights?
2 shows, 2 nights.
2 shows,
So yeah, 4 shows Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
But it was also because it was super limited seating, because it was spaced out seating, all table sat, all like that. So
Live streamed?
Oh, I
that
think
one wasn't.
I don't think we did. I know that was we were talking about doing it back then.
We worked with, I don't know if you're familiar. I know you don't drink anymore, but Illegal Mezcal, like they hired us to do a thing. That we filmed it and then sent it to them, and then they reposted, and we got some live stream with that, or it wasn't live, but filmed and reposted. But
we did the COVID live streaming a little bit.
Actually, we did. No, we did Will's. Will's was doing.
You did do that. I remember that. Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, because Will's was doing. He did a couple of them over there that he was trying to do live stream because he didn't have the kitchen. So he was completely screwed at the time. And then he ended up, I was talking with Will the whole time, but I remember when he was building out that little fucking tiny room that he could put like a toaster oven in and qualified as a kitchen so he could open his bar back up. And then after all this work of weeks of working on it, he finally gets everything drywalled out, everything done, and they go, okay, you can open again, no worries. It was like all the work to get this tiny little sort of fake kitchen.
I mean, anybody that made it through that,
yeah. Well, I mean, shit.
To you.
Only the fucking staples made it through it. Guys like Will, guys like West End, guys like, the places that have been around in staples forever. Any of those places that opened up a year or 2 before COVID. God, I can only imagine how fucked they were.
Yeah, because you'd probably still be in the red at that point.
Yeah, you have nothing. You don't have any cushion to fall on. You don't have any emergency plan. Yeah. You're not expecting a complete loss for 2 years within your first 3 years of being open. That's never something that would cross your mind.
Yeah.
And
what if the world shut down?
Sorry, I brought the show down talking about COVID. Jeez,
COVID. We'll talk about worse.
I thought I had. Oh no, you did. You did.
I did it. Yeah. We can go back to clits if you want.
Yeah. You like talking about clits?
I like
tightest
clits.
Pussy in Seminole County.
Kegel. Squint. I just kegeled.
Yeah.
Speaking of things about the past,
Scary start.
So there I was, licking blood off the toilet seat again.
No, past show.
Oh,
since we were talking about Kegels, because I'd like to know, because we had some people reaching out and really wanting to talk about.
We do have a hot topic.
Yeah, the Pop Tarts.
The Pop Tarts.
Are you a Pop Tart guy?
In my youth, for sure.
See, that's what I said. In my youth, I was.
When
all
I
about
listened
it.
to the clip, I listened to what he was saying. Raw dogging?
Raw
No, man.
Raw
Yeah,
dogging it?
so
You gotta toast them, man. And then I
you
learned
were
about
toaster.
You brought up the butter and toast.
Well,
yeah,
so
that's
we
what
didn't
we
know
heard.
about it, but
somebody else?
Yeah, there was a solid 40 comments about add butter.
Wow.
And we're like, I've never fucking heard of that, but apparently it's
makes sense.
It makes perfect sense
Yeah.
because the reason I always say, well, I like clipping off the edges because I don't like the dry crustiness when the insides are gooey and delicious. So fuck those dry crusty edges. And then when you say put butter on it, well, those dry crusty edges turn into gooey deliciousness, I would imagine.
So are we gonna? Should we try that?
Is this the experiment?
Absolutely.
Today?
We've got 5 different types.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Go.
We're going to call them generic Pop Tarts.
Oh yeah.
we don't have to worry about that.
Blank
I'm
tarts.
not worried about that. I mean, we're not sponsored by them.
No.
That it's Kellogg's isn't one of the friendly. They're getting striked What's the boycotted?
Boycotted, yeah. Well, and isn't it because the strike? There is a strike in there or something. I don't know. I don't follow.
No, I got the butter. I got everything else. I got a knife too, buddy. Yeah,
oh, knife got the butter.
Now, didn't you ask Mr. Producer Man if like we were prepared and shit? Like I'm prepared, guy. I'm prepared.
I'm living prepared.
The only thing we got to figure out is where we're going to plug this in, because the only thing that we didn't do is bring a toaster.
Yeah.
We brought an air fryer.
Because, we wanted the old school toaster, right? But the air fryer, so we can lay them down and put the butter on it. It just made more sense to go air fryer. We also don't support that brand of air fryers. The no-show is not very fucking supportive.
Let's see what we can. You might have to move the laptop for a second.
Oh, shit, I'm into it. Just looking at porn anyway. Here, I'll plug into this.
Oh, I can't go that far. I have to kind of go close. That's the TV. But I'm unplugging something. What's the white? I have to unplug something for sure.
The white's the lights. Yeah.
Air fryer plug.
But I feel like this is actually good because even outside the The-Shbooms, you also own a restaurant. And I say a restaurant when I really should be saying the best goddamn sushi spot around. Mostly because he fed us today, so we are a little biased in our opinions on that. Yeah, Fuck this air fryer though.
Free is my favorite
you didn't
flavor.
Put any of the pictures up there, did you?
No, I can do that.
So
though.
you're gonna have to go and try to find us on the interwebs. We'll put those pictures up. What are we gonna try first, dude? Are we gonna go?
Yeah, gotta go
what's
OG
your,
first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your traditional style?
Yeah, like if you're eating pizza, or a burger, you gotta go with the OG first.
Cheese,
okay.
Cheese
before
pizza,
we get
pepperoni
to the s'mores
pizza.
or all
yeah.
that, you know.
Cheese and pepperoni pizza right off the grip.
We got the strawberry. Is that OG enough?
That's OG.
Like that's OG.
I think that's very OG.
And we got some butter.
Wow. Love the butter.
Got the butter. Salted butter. He almost reached and got the unsalted butter. He was pretty adamant in getting that Irish butter. But I'm a big fan
just
of
creamy.
Sweet, salty.
Yeah, man, it's creamy.
Yeah, makes sense.
I need the salt with my sweet. So, do we do one in there without butter and then one with butter? Because some said toast it with butter. Others say put it on after.
Oh, I think we definitely do one and one, yeah.
Producer idea.
This is when you need a mic.
I would take one Pop Tart.
He will take one Pop Tart and split it into thirds. So everyone gets a bite of toasted and not toasted and toasted without butter. And you guys choose. Just translating for him.
That sounds like a lot of work.
I know.
I say you put one in there with butter and one without butter, and we go for it.
All right. And we're gonna butter the top or we butter the back?
You gotta butter the back, yeah.
And then you put the
I'm pretty
frosting
on the comments
down?
it said, yeah.
You put the frosting down?
The frosting doesn't melt. It's not real frosting. And how much butter
I've heard
do you
that
use?
before.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to. And I guess you let it melt.
You're gonna
right?
let it melt.
You gotta let it melt. All right. I'm sitting here trying to spread the fucking butter.
That's a lot of
on a
fucking
raw
butter.
dog.
Now I know why you've been raw dog.
I'm not lubing it right.
Oh man, that's funny.
All right, so that one goes underneath. We'll put
And that
this
one goes
one
reggae?
Yeah, and we're putting butter on this one.
I think that one goes like just toasty, right?
Just toasty. All right.
Yeah, one just toasty, one butter.
I have no idea what the settings are gonna. So we're just gonna fucking just go. Boom. We're gonna air fry that shit. We're just gonna go.
It's
It's
we're
gonna
in
warm up first.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, but today's lunch was insane. What got you into that aspect? Why the fusion? Where'd it start?
Well, I'm Puerto Rican.
Boricua.
Boricua, and sushi's a Japanese cuisine. But yeah, man, I've just always played music, and I needed a job when I was young, and I ended up just working under a sushi guy for almost free for a while, learning. but I was always able to take time off and go play shows. You know, that's why this industry worked for me, because I've just always been pursuing music and trying to travel and play, just like you in your younger years, you know?
Yeah.
Ripping, and I just want to be at the festivals and, you know, do all that stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And I worked for somebody for a long time, and you know Mike Smith.
Oh, yeah.
So Mike and I, you know, we're from Orlando. Mike, I don't know how he kind of came up with the idea. He did come up, you know, he approached me and was like, when the food truck thing was like going off, like 2010, you know, somewhere around that time.
When it was starting to blow up a little.
He's like, man, we should do a truck. And I was like, okay, you know, anything to not work for somebody else, you know. And we did it. We spent a lot of nights building that thing up, and he eventually left, but I stayed with the food truck for like 8 more years or something. And then Mike kind of set me up with those guys to open at Celery, and changed my life, man. It's awesome, you know.
You guys were with like the second food truck to do sushi in the country or something like that?
Yeah, we were the third. Yeah, all the other ones were like L.A., Austin, and then there was us.
And that still turned into some fucking like Food Network shit and everything too, didn't it?
Yeah, we did. We shot for Food Network UK, which is kind of random, and then all the affiliates, Cooking Channel, that was US. There's a couple things. I got to go to the United Arab Emirates for a month and make sushi over there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't mind the people.
I learned about a bidet.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was going to be one of ironically, we asked the same random question, not knowingly, usually, while we're talking to people, do you scrunch or fold? But you bidet.
Yeah. Changed my life.
I'm telling you, I would love it.
I don't know if this is the appropriate time with the food on the screen and we're air frying. We're talking about bidets, but
actually, I mean,
here we are,
really kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
Well, maybe don't use your hand, but you know what I mean.
Not this.
Not that hand.
And when you smell it, make sure you smell over here.
Yeah.
Don't get too close to the ash.
Don't. Yeah. Not too close to the sun.
Greg, why you go to the bathroom? Should we be worried? Close the door, man. Speaking of hand in hand.
Jesus. But you mentioned that you work for free. So, I mean, basically an apprenticeship, right? Because you can't call yourself a sushi chef unless you did do some apprenticing, right? Is that?
I never called myself a sushi chef.
He still does it.
Yeah.
But
just a fellow that knows how to do a couple things.
Yeah. But I'm saying just as a whole.
For sure, yeah. I mean, we're not in Japan, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy needed a helper, and I was there. So that was my training.
Oh, wow.
All right, here we go.
Oh, dang. All right.
So some of the butter.
That butter, it dipped over a little.
It dipped over a little bit, but here's the... Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's soft.
Yeah. Ooh, it's fucking hot.
All right, so if you put the butter on top, you're definitely going to melt the frosting.
Yeah. You think that's going to... Well, that's going to be an experiment we're going to have to experiment with then, isn't it? Nice and soft. Am I cutting it in force? Do we feed the diabetic? All right. You guessed.
All right. I'm going to go with the crust.
You went to the end.
There you go. Thank God.
I'm going here.
Yeah, I'm going to go crust too, just because that's my least favorite part, and let's see how much it changes it.
Ooh, I like the salted butter.
Mm.
Yeah. Got to try one without the butter because I don't remember.
Well, then we'll have to cut this butter part off because it seeped over. And then we'll cut these in thirds.
The saltiness on the butter.
Yeah.
It's money.
Good.
He did it.
Well,
I'll take that part then. Unbuttered.
Still good. Not as, but...
honestly, it's been so long since I've had a toasted Pop Tart that I forgot. I think I was wrong about everything I said about them. They are kind of good.
Yeah, you're German.
Yeah.
Strudel, right?
The strudel is the best.
This is American strudel?
Yeah.
I have a little seepy butter.
Oh, man.
I like the butter.
Man, I I have a whole new outlook on fucking Pop Tarts.
I feel like somebody should have told me this a long time ago. I'm fucking 40 years old.
And definitely don't raw dog them. I think that's why I don't like them.
This is the problem. That's the thing. As a kid, I didn't give a fuck. I was just going for the sugar, man. To me, it was just a treat. Yeah. I had no idea that it made such a difference because, I mean, I was microwaving, toasting, nothing, raw dog. Didn't matter. It was just, let me get the gooey
You
insides.
wanted the icing.
That's all I wanted.
All right.
You do it right. My God. All right, let's go with a fucking stupid flavor. This the new one that we saw. What was it? The hot fudge sundae? Is that the new one?
Sunday?
That's
One of
ridiculous.
those.
Who the fuck makes that for your breakfast?
We're going to do a hot fudge Sunday.
What the hell's wrong with you? If you're giving that to your kids for breakfast, you're a bad parent.
Yeah.
You're a bad parent. Sorry,
Hot
guys.
fudge Sunday and a
I
wild
give it to
berry.
my kids.
How's about that?
I like it.
Hot fudge Sunday and a wild berry?
I like it.
And,
I like
and butter, right?
I like
We're
that.
saying that the butter is the way to go.
butter's the way to go. But I just want to point out, I openly just called myself a bad parent to everyone
'Cause that's what you're doing.
That is absolutely. I've given my kids Pop Tarts for fucking breakfast all the time.
Oh, yeah. The ones that scream about not giving your kids fucking Happy Meals, they're the first ones in the drive-thru.
Oh, absolutely. When they're fucking kids.
It's all
screaming.
about the projection.
Yeah.
According to Google, 400 degrees at 300 minutes is the perfect Pop Tart.
300
300 minutes?
3 minutes, my bad.
Oh, I was
That's
like,
a lot of fucking minutes.
400 for 3.
And that's on air fry?
Nah. No way, because that was 380 degrees for, 3 minutes? Well, yeah, I guess that would be around
Well,
the
the
same.
beeper that we heard was the beeper telling
That's
us
why,
that the
yeah,
food
that's
was
why I
ready,
slid it
think.
back
I mean,
in, because it made it so
put the food in or
so
something like
knew
that.
the food was coming.
Yeah.
you guys did say you were not a fan of this brand,
The
the
instant?
air fryer.
I
Right?
think
I
he
was
was
just-
saying
I
that
was
as a
just-
funny haha.
Just being a
Not
dick because,
sponsoring us.
because we're not sponsored by anyone, so we don't like anyone until they sponsor us.
Oh, amazing.
However, if I was to like any of this brand's product, I would definitely have 3 different ones in 3 different sizes: 8, 4, 6 quart, and 4 quart.
Dude, this is the first air fryer I've ever had, and I fucking love this thing. I'll cook a full meal in here. I'll do a mini meatloaf. I'll do my roasted potatoes all
great.
in one in here.
But can we get a shot of
that.
the butter? The butter looks fucking good. Let's get camera 1.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah, a little butter shot. Oh, the butter.
Oh no!
That's
See
all
what
right.
you're
We
doing?
still got the shot. As long as we got the shot.
Wait a minute, did the butter go underneath it? All right, here we go. Go on, Kim.
Oh man, I'm really excited about this goddamn hot fudge Sunday breakfast treat.
I mean, we got them all, dude. We got the s'mores, maple brown sugar, mixed berry. No, it was a blueberry something.
Wild berry.
We're doing the wild berry. The wild berries.
Yeah.
And then
You guys went fucking ham.
You know, I like that.
hot fudge sundae.
I think that this entire conversation about Pop Tarts started because we were having a conversation about how I'm a big fan of Larry David and he does not like Larry David, but we both are okay with Jerry Seinfeld, and he's making a movie called Unfrosted, and it's about the creation of Pop Tarts, but it's like it's a TV show. But I think that's how this whole conversation started, was talking about Curb Your Enthusiasm, and you're like, I don't like Larry David.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not like Larry David? What about Seinfeld? I'm okay with that.
He's.
It's Larry David.
I love Larry David,
acquired.
but also I haven't watched the last season. Like, it's
Oh.
just like so fucking overboard
So
all
good.
the time.
I
man.
love it. I can't get enough of it. Every time my ex, we used to live together, you know, every time I would watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, she would get so mad. She'd be like, I don't understand why you like that show. It's just old Jewish men yelling at each other.
Like, that's
That was
great.
her description of it. I was like, and then one day I stood in the kitchen without watching it, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah, when you don't watch it and just listen, it just sounds like a bunch of angry old men yelling at each other. I like it. Now we wait.
Now you gotta play the little dun 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 dun.
Let's watch a The-Shbooms video.
Oh man.
Oh wait a minute. Let's talk about that real quick.
Well, we can do that.
I'm sorry, my bad. We're doing food. Let's go to food.
Yeah.
These are the edits.
There are no edits. This is just how it goes. Yeah.
So what are the ones in the middle with the vials? Can you
The
explain?
vials. Well, I was.
What are they
I was
called? I don't know what
liquid
they're
roofie.
I do feel pretty good right now.
I call those little guys with the little tubes. That's crispy rice nigiri.
Okay.
So it's you want to hear a pretend chef explain that?
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
a honey pankoed rice medallion, lightly fried, topped with spicy tuna, spicy mayo, little sriracha, served with ponzu, and then
It's a rice cake with fish on it.
yeah, it's like a little like a rice hash brown type.
Yeah, it was pretty
Deal.
good. I think it was the first time I've had one of those.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Yeah.
Good.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, I finished my half of the board. Dustin did not.
Dustin threw in the
He
towel.
brought it over to Robert.
Yeah,
I did.
thanks.
In my defense, we had not smoked yet.
I haven't really smoked in a couple of days, bro. I'm having trouble.
No, I mean, I smoked a couple hours ago, but at that point, I'm not hungry anymore. Like, I can't eat if I don't smoke because then my stomach just sits at a neutral point of, meh.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it really is.
But,
Costs a lot
dude,
of
it was
weed.
delicious. I mean, what a.
The wings, my God.
It was funny.
groggy.
I pulled out some chopsticks because I just learned it on TikTok, and they said when you break your chopsticks off and you rub them, that it's a sign of disrespect to the restaurant, that they get shitty fucking wood, that you have to shave, you have to sand down my wood. And then as soon as I said that, and I was like giving him like this awesome fact, I throw my I throw my green stuff and top it with soy sauce, and he goes, "That's disrespect."
That's fucking disrespectful right there. You don't mix your goddamn wasabi and soy sauce. You don't mix them. You put the wasabi on top.
Once it leaves that window, they can.
Don't be kind to those people.
They can put
Tell
it
them how
with
to. Don't
whatever
be
they
kind
like,
to them,
man.
Al. He can take it.
All
Tell
the
him
nuances,
it's not
you know.
proper sushi etiquette.
But you know what? That's how I'm gonna probably still do it.
Yeah.
It's like an even distribution. Like you just put
It is
that
nice.
dab on top of it.
Yeah.
Like at least I feel it's like it spreads more with the. With
It's
the
yours.
soy.
It's yours.
Yeah.
You
Don't
do
tell
what
me
you
how-
want with it.
Yeah. If I can listen to Al.
Didn't we just have a conversation?
It's his
about...
restaurant. I'm not fucking listening to another thing you say.
Okay, that's fair.
Once it leaves these angel wings,
Can you show me a proper way how
No.
to use chopsticks?
no, I gave up on the nuances many years ago. When I have to explain what a California roll is every day, I forget who I am. I'm waiting for a Pop Tart.
Oh, buddy, that's
Let's
3
see
minutes
if we
exactly right there.
Oh,
That's melty. That's a good melty look.
Should we pull them
Oh
over the
yeah, yeah. Here, I could do it.
There you go.
You
Right.
got it like that? Ooh. Dude,
Oh,
and it's
man.
a little toasty, too.
Oh yeah.
I have to do an end cap on this one. Oh, look at you. Look, you do got the skills, guy.
Bro, don't you test
Dude, you
my
got
chopsticks?
mad
skills.
skills.
Listen,
I took
I don't
it- I
have a
took an
drawer
end cut,
full of
so I didn't have
chopsticks
to
at the
fight
house
it.
for nothing.
This one doesn't cut as nice.
Let me cut it with my chopstick.
A little funky.
I'll
going
scissor
on.
it.
He's gonna move
Oh
his
man,
seat
we
back
did
up.
scissor. Too many scissor comments.
Sorry. All right, yeah.
I like
Oh,
that every time that you
Gain
talk.
weight.
As you're talking, it just slowly goes.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to have a serious conversation with
Then
you.
I
but
pop
all
up.
I see is this.
Yeah.
You go, God damn it, Al, please scoot up. Hey.
Hey,
All right, so this is the wild berry.
I'm going wild berry.
All right. I'm going straight for the fucking hot fudge sundae. Oh yeah, that's buttery.
Yeah, that's not horrible. But dude, it's the butter.
Yeah, the salt
I think I don't like the butter on this one.
Really?
on the hot fudge.
Salt with the hot fudge is not working as well. The butter and the butter, what it does to the bottom of the Pop Tart, absolutely 100% non-salted butter for the. I think the hot fudge sundae is too much of a treat.
Yeah,
Right? We're hot.
Yeah, it is hot.
that's a hard salt.
Dude, that one's money
Yeah.
though.
I agree with you. It works well on this one.
All right. So maybe it's a fruit pastry type of deal. Absolutely. Works way better on the wild berry.
Yeah.
The salted butter.
With the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can get past the weird chocolate taste to really get fucked with by the butter.
To me, it's the weird chocolate taste is
Funny
fucked
thing,
with by
that's
the
not
butter.
real chocolate.
Round number 2.
I don't think I said real chocolate. I said weird chocolate. Didn't I?
I heard real.
Either way,
Yeah.
it's not real.
Yeah. Brown number 2. Yeah, I'm not a fan with the butter on that.
Yeah.
But the butter knocks it out of the park.
Butter
with
works
the
with
fruit
the
ones.
Yeah.
fruit. Yeah. What was that crazy video that Chong reposted of you?
What a peanut
What was
butter
it called?
jelly.
Made peanut butter and jelly. Where's my dab rig, man? No, not
You're
my
making your own peanut
Where's
butter?
my torch?
Wow.
You're making your own jam, man?
Hey, man.
When I worked in radio back in Boise, I remember they were doing this commercial for Pipeline Pizza, and every once in a while I'd go do some voiceover, and they come running to me. They're like, "Hey, donors want like a real stoner type of thing, and you're the only one that can sound like a stoner in here." And I was like, for one, fuck you. You guys are all stoners. I smoke with all of you every day. They're like, no, do that stoner voice thing. So I went and recorded, and it was the cheesiest, fucking dumbest stoner shit ever. Whoa, bro. Pipeline Pizza's under new management? Wow, man.
How old were you?
Probably 22.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about 22.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boise, Idaho. Wow, man.
Wow.
Bro, just surf on in and grab yourself a pie.
Did you figure out if Cheech and Chong follows your account?
Cheech and Chong does not follow my account, and I also did not follow them.
Oh.
I do now, but I'm too late.
That was a little
I'm too
bitter.
late. Yeah, I think I'm too late. I wasn't a follower. And now they've got their 420.
Man.
But no show's followed by Cheech and Chong
Yeah. Yep.
out of the
And
420
Greg Welch.
people. Yeah, and I mean, they also get confused as to who am I doing a show with?
It's me, man. I'm the Wish version of Tommy Chong. I go by Timmy Ching.
Timmy Ching. That's funny.
So, for those who were talking about the butter on the Pop Tarts,
Absolutely. That's the move. What else have we not been buttering that we should have been buttering?
ladies and gentlemen, what do you butter?
Yeah. It's like the fucking mayonnaise on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I heard that the other day.
I'll never do that.
It sounds horrible. I'll never do that.
I knew some friends that fell in love with each other because they both ate peanut butter and Miracle Whip.
Yep, I've heard that 100 times.
Fucking
Terrible.
Well, I just think you suck anyway because you like Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
But, and also, at that point, it's not even a matter if it tastes good or not. It's a matter of I respect myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not going to fucking eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't,
Peanut butter is one thing that I'll try anything with. I tried they swear that you get the sandwich sliced dill pickles, that's a great combination.
Oof.
Peanut butter dill pickle,
No.
that was
That's
horrible.
rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
Pickles and cream cheese. Delicious.
Oh yeah, but that's I would do cream cheese with peanut butter.
I would not.
Why not?
I mean, because it wouldn't taste good. Why? How would that
It would
combine?
taste good. You're going to add a little bit of fruit or something to it too. But
Well, yeah, you get the little like raspberry.
yeah, but what, you wouldn't eat a peanut butter cheesecake?
Well, shit. All right, that's fair. Yeah.
Just minus a little bit of sugar and egg.
Yeah, but I don't think a cheesecake is a cake. It's not a cheese, but it is cream cheese. Shit. Yeah. All right.
I
never
love
mind.
jelly and cheese too.
Wilbur dies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wilbur died. The fucking spider died. That was so great. You said it with such authority.
Yeah. No.
How do you not know? The pig died.
See, this is how I've gotten away with everything in life. Is that the way I present my information is with a lot of fucking confidence. Never read the book. I have fucking no clue. I don't know. In Germany, we did not have Charlotte's Web. In Germany, we had Was machst du heute Abend? It's very different. It's very fucking different. the German story with the fucking famous stop music cotton is a whole story about the farm animals leaving the farm to run away to become fucking musicians
That's
in
the
Bremen.
tattoo.
That's the tattoo and your shirt.
Yeah.
And then and somewhere in the story, they get robbed by a bunch of thieves and are stranded. And the story ends with them never making it. That's the children's story. They got robbed by thieves on the way and never made it. Because in Germany, they don't fucking sugarcoat shit. They said, oh, you want to run away? Go ahead, little kid, run away. See what fucking happens. You'll get robbed and you'll get killed. You'll die out there. Have you not seen Charlotte's Web? Yeah.
The first time I tried to run away, my mother was like, go ahead. And then I packed up and I started walking out the door and she fucking freaked out. You take off all your fucking clothes. You're going to leave me the same way you came to me. I was like, well, I'm going to bed.
I tried to run away too. My mom 100% let me. I was young. I think I stuck a loaf of bread in my backpack. A couple of random things. I was young. I'm probably 7, 8 years old. And then I go, okay, well, I'm leaving. I'm fucking doing it. She goes, okay, have a nice trip. And I walk out the door and I get down to, probably 3 houses down. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what do I do now? I don't like this. But the worst thing my mom did, and the worst thing is probably the best thing, me and my sister, we would fucking get into it. Just screaming, yelling at each other. We were like 3 years apart. She's a little older than me. And we would just get into these fucking yelling matches. And my mom got so mad one night. And she's like, stop it. And she goes into the kitchen, pulls out 2 giant knives, hand just eats a knife and goes, end it. You guys fucking hate each other? Just end it now. And gives us both knives and just goes, just do it. End it now. That's what you guys want to do, right? And we were both just sitting there. And again, I'm like 8 years fucking old with a giant knife. I'm good. I love my sister. I'm so sorry. I put the Barbies under your bed. Sorry I broke your school project. That's good parenting, though.
Yeah.
Fucking kill yourself.
Go
It
for it.
scared us so much that,
Go ahead, kill yourself.
you gave her, I'm telling you, she must have had at least 3 or 4 days without us fighting, which was a miracle at that time, I'm sure. So it worked. Yeah.
I successfully ran away when we moved down here. I was 16. I was supposed to go to a school of the arts. That's how they sold me and shit, like moving from Boston to down here. And then I got down there to Deltona. It was just carved out of the woods 20 years prior to me getting down here. And I was busted to land high. That was not a school of the arts. I hated it. It took me about a week to figure out my parents' ATM code. Looking over her shoulder and shit when she was doing it. And then finally, it was the night before I was getting ready to leave, and I was like, Ma, the last night I won the lottery in Massachusetts. She goes, what was it? And I was like, oh, I don't know, 3441, whatever the fuck it was. And she was like, oh, wow, weird. That's the passcode of my thing. And I was like, that was the final thing that I needed, right?
Oh, smart.
So I made that day. I went to school, made one friend on my bus, paid him $40 to steal his brother's car at 3 a.m. to drive me to the Daytona airport.
Oh, that's
I walked in. I paid all in 20s. I was going to say my name was Eric B or something fucking dumb because I was like a hip-hop kid, Eric B and Rakim. I was like Eric B, but no, I gave my real name. But by the time that I got in the air, I was already busted because they called runaway. They called
They let
planes,
you get that
trains.
far. How old were you?
But it was also an 88. So
Yeah,
they
different time,
didn't
man.
give a fuck. I was chain smoking Marlboros in the back of an Eastern Airlines plane, running away.
Back when the ashtrays meant something on an airplane.
Yeah, my girlfriend at the time's mother worked for Eastern, so that's how I even knew how to call 1-800-EASTERN, the whole fucking thing, right? But the whole time while I'm prepping, I had a layover in Atlanta, and they're like, man, Atlanta's huge. You could get lost. You got to find blah, blah, blah. So we land, not knowing that I was already busted. We land in Atlanta. I walk up the little tarmac thingy, whatever that fucking thing's called. And there are 2 suits standing there, and they're like, oh, man. But they're greeting everybody. Hey, how was your flight? Hey, how was your flight? Oh, it was great. And they're like, where you going now? And I was like, oh, Boston. They're like, oh, it's right over here. And they take my bags and they escort me. I'm like, get lost in Atlanta. I'm fucking, look at this. They're guiding me to where I need to go. This is great. So they get me to my spot, and I fucking fly to Boston, and the same fucking thing. I'm walking up that, whatever you call that little tunnel thing going to the plane to the, yeah. I walk up the thing, and there stands my father's best friend. And I'm like, oh.
No.
He puts his hands out and he says, you got the biggest balls I know. And he points over here and he goes, let's take a walk over here. And he points, there's a flight to Orlando. And I just start fucking freaking out. No, call your father. Call my father. I was able to stay up there for 2 weeks, but I had to go back down. But that 2 weeks was a hard 2 weeks. It was during school. It was in January. blizzard conditions in Massachusetts, and my friend's father was a construction dude, and they put me basically for hard labor for 2 weeks to punish me, and I was in the basement of a new construction house on Cape Cod at like fucking 20 degrees sweeping. It blew.
That's terrible.
But I got to scissor one more time with the love of my life and head back down to Daytona.
Hell yeah. I like the way you got her PIN code, though, by doing so. Like, I used to pull some stupid shit with my mom all the time where it's like we had this, the shelf that had like all the candy and stuff like that, or anything that I was not allowed to touch, not allowed to have, or anything like that. When she wasn't around, I would go and I would fucking take it. Like, let's say it was a chocolate bar, for instance. I would take that shit and I would go hide it somewhere. And then I'd go to my mom and be like, hey, I know you said don't eat that, but I did. I ate it. And then she would, depending on what the punishment was, if it was really bad, then I'd go, oh, I'm just kidding. I got it right here. I was just kidding. But if the punishment was like, that's it, go to your room, you're like,
I go to my room and eat that candy.
I go to a room and just fucking eat it. Every day. Like, I would just, whatever it is, I'm like, well, I need to know what the punishment is to know if it's worth it. I know it's going to be a punishment. What is it? How do I find out? I fucking hide it. And I say I did it. And then if it's really bad, oh, no. I was kidding. It's right here. Right here.
It was a joke.
It was a joke. I was just trying to be a joke. The funny guy. Yeah, it worked. I got a lot of good candy that way.
What's the next big plan for the band?
Hopefully some new music and, just keep meeting people like yous and talking and
doing things,
opening weird doors that you never might play a comedy show at a theater. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You got the music festival, Hurricane Party.
And got
That's coming up soon. I think you and me are gonna pop in over there. Mostly because one of my favorite fucking bands is playing there outside of The-Shbooms. Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears.
You gonna go to Gainesville?
Man, I don't know. You want to go to Gainesville for tonight?
When?
The night before, the 17th.
Let's get that RV connection, bro.
Man. Yeah, we do need to get an RV connection. I know.
Do some shows.
Dom?
Get a traveling setup to talk.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And just go pull up behind somewhere and start recording. Well, that sounds creepy. Let's pull out in the back and turn off the lights.
Yeah, we gotta work on those media passes.
We'll pull up in the back, turn off the lights, throw a couch outside, and see what happens.
We gotta work on those media passes, bro.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of things lined up right now, though. We're doing pretty good with that. I think we're lining up some shows, so we'll definitely be at Hurricane Party, I'm sure. We've got a couple other bands that we've been talking to about doing some stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to set up a tent at Hurricane and have a little interview section.
A little powwow tent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and with bands and attendees.
Yeah.
Just doing something.
Producer, you're gonna be there?
Let's go, baby. I'm in. How was your time on Tom and Dan 2 weeks ago?
Oh man, those fellers, they're
I love
silly.
those guys.
Yeah, man.
They were silly.
Yeah, we go in Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we can go hang out with them for a little bit.
Very cool.
Apparently they caught drift of what our numbers are like.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Good numbers.
Not bad.
Cheech and Chong follow us.
Man.
God, man. Greg
Win.
Rush TV follows us.
Yeah, they don't know if he's.
Yeah.
Dustin,
Dude, we've only dropped a couple of clips and we've got over 600,000 followers.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
What? That's crazy.
It's wild. It is crazy.
It's amazing.
Unheard of.
All right, it was an old account of mine.
Oh, okay. Still, I like it. This is like going. This is the ATM code, but dropping it on here. Like, yeah, 600,000 followers. You're looking at the camera.
So I played the lottery with 658 yesterday. That's great.
Love that.
Yeah, fucking staying busy with shows coming up for the next couple months. It seems like that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Got any tours that you guys are working on, or just kind of playing around
I think,
and
right
picking up?
now we were working on music. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Just kind of sticking to the region and trying to hop on some cool shows and kind of working that, man. And
Do you drop a crazy rider? Do you give the venue a crazy
we're not that
rider?
cool.
I've seen a rider.
But what's the worst
It's
thing
a
you
little
can fucking
crazy.
say? No.
No. Yeah. And it wouldn't be that
Green
creative.
Skittles only. Hard to find.
It's not green Skittles. So do you have green? Did you do that thing?
Candy. Who's eating candy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would.
Oh yeah, maybe buttered Pop Tarts now.
All right. That's
An air
good.
fryer,
And
wild
you
berry,
and you better
salted
put that
salted
in
butter.
asterisks. It must be salted
You know,
butter.
yeah. Then the printer's like, look at this asshole. That does sound good.
And go a little side of unsalted butter in case I want a hot fudge sundae. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, man.
Writer style. We need ours.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it'll be like when you got hired to do a show where it's just go, I need the most outrageous fucking things possible.
Hey, is it cool if I set this tent up at Hurricane Party? Yeah, this is what I'm gonna need.
This is what I'm going to need. I'm going to need 3 bottles of water, all opened, half poured out, then resealed.
I want to see you pour them.
I'd like to see you pour them, but not in person because I'm busy, so send my assistant a video.
Yeah.
Once I've approved that, you can put the caps back on, bring it to me, and then I'd like 3 more backup bottles because I like 3 full bottles.
You've got this planned already.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in there. Got it all stowed away up there, my whole writer. And it includes chopsticks. Oh, I know we have here. That's the only reason I showed up.
The disrespect.
The
See,
disrespect.
that's so wrong, isn't it?
Dude, I'm not good at it.
I mean, if it works, it's not wrong, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's kind of limpy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's pretty good, man. Shit.
All right. Might fix it if it's not broken.
Yeah, man. Fuck, if you can pick up a goddamn flat knife, that's pretty solid.
Do you find that people ask you questions thinking that you are like Asian?
No, they take one look and my manager's Asian, so I field most of the stuff to him.
Yeah. But I mean, you could pass. You could have a Tommy Chong pass an Asian because Tommy Chong doesn't look Asian. He is.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's Canadian and Asian. That's the worst kind of Canadian.
If you just get
the worst kind of Asian. No, that was. Oh wow. That was racist.
Edit.
I didn't mean it to come out that way. I wanted it the other way. Oh, that's still bad.
We also do not support racism, just to be clear.
So much blackmail Robert has on us right now.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, the first couple episodes, boy, oh boy, did we throw some people under the bus or what?
I like that.
Some fresh wounds just happened, and we needed to vent a little bit.
We riffed
Lit
for
him up a little bit.
We riffed a little.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like I'm too soft. You guys are like the clips I'm seeing. I'm like, holy shit, man. I don't know if I can keep up with that.
Basically, as long as you know how to raw dog the mic, you'll be fine. Keep the mic 1 fist away, or whatever measurement you prefer using.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's good when we dive into inside jokes. I really appreciate that about a show like this, is that there's so many things that we talk about that don't make air but get referenced later.
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
bring
oh,
it
that's
back.
fucking hilarious. But it's like, oh, shit, they never saw the original clip. Fuck, it doesn't make sense to anyone.
But if you subscribe,
If you scribe,
subscribe, $4.20 a month.
Have you guys set that up already?
It's sitting waiting for us to go live on the website.
Awesome.
He has a skeleton website going on right now. We haven't even said publicly what the website is yet because there will be someone that buys it just to be a fucking dick.
Yeah, it's a good.
But I think it's a great
all built
website.
out.
I think it's gonna get clicks just because people are gonna be like, "Is that a real fucking website?"
By next week we'll all be live. Next week Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll call it Monday. We'll say next week Monday. Everything will be live.
How long did you guys did it take to come up with the idea for it or whatever this is? Well, you guys getting together and
Yeah.
Well, you started what, like 2? I feel like it was this like storyboarded, like we talked about, or like
No, because we started doing the Sanford Lowdown, and it just wasn't coming out the way I envisioned it to come out, because I really want, and not saying that it won't be a segment or won't be a show, I just didn't like how it was translating, because it was and a lot of times it was coming like this, and there's nothing wrong with this, but when we went specifically for downtown Sanford and Sanford News, and it wasn't coming out that way.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of feel like when you go in with a plan, you feel like you fail when the plan isn't going as according.
Yeah.
So why not just sit down in front of some mics, shoot the shit, and see what comes? Have no real plan necessary. Have no thing, and just see what's going on.
Yeah, what's the I think the show's almost shaping itself by the organic
it's kind of
process
grown
that
into
you guys,
what is. And I say we didn't really plan any of this. We sat down together and went, well, you want to sit on a mic for an hour or so together and see what we come up with? And so we did. And then we're like, you want to do it again next week? Yeah. All right. Want to do it again? Yeah. And then next thing you know, 2 months later, we're still doing it.
Going, yeah.
And it's not that I don't have a problem with podcasts, but everybody's doing podcasts and that kind of thing. And I wouldn't feel comfortable being like, not feel comfortable, but I don't expect anybody to go and try to find my 2-hour, 3-hour podcast and listen to it. And what did you check it out? And put people in those situations where I don't listen to them myself unless I was on a long drive or something. I'll listen to a book or catch someone's podcast. But I'm a short form guy anyway. I enjoy scrolling and seeing all the different things. And I'll sit down and I'll watch Theo Vaughn. I'll watch the Two Bears, One Cave.
They're long, man. They're long, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom and Dan were talking about this, too. Like, they're, whatever. You guys are going to edit this out. But
no, that's all right. Say whatever you want.
Yeah, no, they just said that, like, the short form, man. It's like, who has, there's so much content out there that, like, and so many different variations, but it's like the short stuff. I mean, that's why, of course, we're friends now, but Dustin and I, I'm watching, I'm like, this is awesome. It's just like funny. And it's just like, it's like, there's a little mystery to it.
Exactly.
The
mystery is what I love. And then I just love our aspect of, well, what do you guys do? It's a podcast? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
And then it's like, well, what is it then? Don't worry about it.
We don't know.
I don't know. Not a podcast. No, absolutely not. It is a podcast, though, right?
And you can plan it out all you want, and you sit down for 2 hours. The whole 2 hours might not be good. There might be a couple of minutes that are good. Like, for instance, like the story that I said earlier today. That's not short form. That Nashville story.
Oh yeah.
But that right there would be a couple of little teasers on a short form, the little kick line, and then if you really want to hear it, go to the YouTube page or go to www. Blah blah blah.
When you subscribe, you hear all of it.
And we don't want it to be a full thing somewhere. It will only be behind the paywall. But I would rather people watch it live and watch it now,
where there is no edits.
But we get to control it, and it will be behind our little paywall.
Yeah.
But that way,
I guess like when you start going,
subscribers.
you're gonna. Well, you guys are crazy fuckers. But like,
honestly, there's definitely
like Tom and Dan. There's so much shit going on, and they do some live stuff, right? I'm not.
all of it, yeah. All of it's live on Twitch and everything like that the whole time. Yeah, all of it.
We want to evolve, and we would love to have it grow to something that we have our own set type thing.
Yeah.
And with that live thing, like who's to say, like if we didn't have our own studio or our own set rather, have that playing live all the fucking time. The audio doesn't have to be there, so we don't have to watch our words, but like you can go and check out what's going on behind the scenes, prepping up for this event, prepping up for that. What are they going to do? Because the no-show too, again, we come in here with Mondays. Thanks for Robert to help us out with that stuff, and he's been awesome, and hopefully will grow with us as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, being the no-show, who says that we have to do it on Mondays at 1 o'clock all the time? We have something that we want to talk about. We have someone that comes through the town that we want to fucking sit down and interview.
This is my time,
because then it's not like we have to wait for this so we can post it there. It's right now because we're just doing clips anyway.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the other aspect too is that people don't know about us, especially if you just watch like the clips on there, is that we work on a shit ton of other projects with a bunch of other people. I mean, constantly or meeting with other people about putting together events, putting together shows, creating content, creating other things. I mean, from major companies that are asking us to come and help them with their web development marketing, and they want to use what we're doing. When we sit down together, we spend a lot of time together. Outside of being on a mic together, we sit outside and drink coffee and soda.
I feel like that's it's like being in a band in a weird way. It's like if you don't click with the people that you're really investing your time with, man, it's like it might not work. It's a waste of fucking time.
Anybody that can sit down in front of an ashtray with me for 3 hours and just shoot the shit, then we're in a good place. And if you can keep up with what fucking craziness is going on in here, then that's even better. I don't have to explain what I'm trying to explain. That's
it's
great.
flowing, and you guys are bouncing off each other. You know, I think sometimes when I see that red light on, like it's like
Gets a little intimidating sometimes.
Yeah, like just because I'm not doing it a lot.
He's usually on his phone a lot of the time, so he doesn't get those. He doesn't switch the cameras as often as he should.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Right. Dustin just ventriloquist all that.
Yeah. It is intimidating now that I stare at the light and the camera right at me.
Yeah.
My God, it's a lot of pressure.
There's number 3 over there.
Oh, geez, it flashed. Man. Well, yeah. Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
It's always exciting to see you guys do awesome stuff.
Thanks, man.
You guys have been around the Orlando scene, I mean, for goddamn ever.
Yeah.
And it's been...
Thanks for reminding me.
Well, I mean, you know, not really. Yeah. Oh, God, great song. Great song, but we'll go with this one. Because this one's going to debut on the No Show.
Kind of like throwback to like Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah.
And
would she read voice dub this and be like, "Listen here, motherfuckers, we got these 2 white boys fucking gotta do the no show."
She might.
Like that
I
70s
think you got to meet her first.
Oh. Well, I mean, I got her number. I can call her. She loves me.
She might do it.
I mean,
she's pretty cool.
I was going to say, she is pretty fucking cool.
Write a quick little intro like that. Listen here.
Hey, her baby, they're still together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, and her guy, he's one of my best friends, man.
Hey, is that the same yellow hat?
Yeah, it's probably an updated one, but it's all right.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I say we just hire the The-Shbooms to create our intro outro that will never exist.
I gotta talk to our engineer. Maybe he's got like just that section
track
without like the vocals on it.
Yeah, we wouldn't need much, like just a minute.
Yeah.
Just the first like
the top of it.
Is that your actual practice space?
Yeah.
That's another thing that I miss from Boston down here, because even with the music scene, like, it doesn't matter what hood you are up there. There's some big warehouse that has a fucking filled with hundreds of bands and
yeah.
That's how it used to be out here back in the day. Like even Deltona stuff.
It's weird.
Friends
it's
up
like,
there. They used to always have the storage units and stuff.
Or at least I'm oblivious to it, man. Like, I mean, I know there's bands, but I don't know if it's because I got old or what. But like,
and there's cool scenes within that.
Yeah,
there is. Yeah. I remember I spent like 3 days on those fucking warehouses summer once because some band was in town recording and we were there with some other people, and then next thing you know, like 3 days went by and we'd been sitting there recording with them, drinking, smoking, eating, and like 3 days later, like, all right, well, we're done recording. It was like, oh shit.
That band that I was telling you about earlier, the Vehicle Birth from the 90s, my friend's band, they practiced at Curve of the Earth, and you had Amy Mann from Till Tuesday in there. You had Power Man 5000 before they sold out.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Shredder, dude. My God.
And does he just play 4-piece like that?
Yeah. That kit he plays on is so cool. It's his dad used to play jazz like back in the 60s. Just a 4. It's really cool fucking kit.
It doesn't even, it's just a ride. Doesn't even look like he has a crash.
He's got a crash, a ride, and hi-hats.
Okay.
Like, it might have, he changes it a little bit when we play live now. I think he's not like crazy, I mean, besides the cage that he rolls in, you know.
Yeah, besides that,
I mean,
fine.
Yeah, Motley Crue shit.
The scaffolding.
Did you hear about this guy, the Morgan Wallen? I don't know.
Morgan
I don't follow country music.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with him.
He got arrested for
throwing a chair off the roof in downtown.
I did hear
Nashville.
about
and
that.
they like
Somebody
landed
was
in
telling me
front of cops.
Oh yeah, okay. Wasn't it his own bar too, or something like that?
No, I don't think so. But it was off the roof.
I think it was somebody's famous's bar. Though,
It hit a roof, slid down, hit like 3 feet away from 2 different cops, and he picked up 3 felony charges, 2 for almost hitting the cops, and 1 for the act itself, like a day, but 3 felony charges.
Wow.
I feel like
So yeah, Eric Church's country bar. I remember seeing it was somebody famous's bar or something. I was like, well, that's fucking stupid.
you don't hear about that stuff anymore. You know, like
No.
the days of like Motley Crue and like, you know.
Because that would have been such a normal thing.
Yeah,
back in the
you
day.
would
Gluing the
hear it.
furniture to the ceiling.
Yeah.
and shit
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. All of a sudden, one mid-range country star, pretty popular country star, throws 1 chair off a building. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, felony!
If I would have known they were going to freak about that, I would have never picked up a guitar when I was 16.
Yeah, right. That was part of
What a
the
waste of
allure
time.
of being a musician. Is like I can't wait till one day I
can't
can
wait.
throw a chair through a hotel room
Just
window
trash something.
and nobody will say shit to me.
Well, hearing all the scary shit that's coming out about all these artists and actors and actresses and shit, the Nickelodeon shit, the Diddy shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all
that's all
over.
fucking
Terrible.
scary.
It's insane.
And when
Not
you-
that stuff. I was just talking about breaking
The
shit.
fun
Oh
stuff.
yeah. But I'm glad that I didn't go after my Hollywood dreams as hard as I wanted to.
Yeah, we used to have fun
'Cause I don't
games.
like sucking dick.
I mean, not a fan. Not a fan. Honestly, though, I mean, I used to hate broccoli. Used to hate it, but then somebody showed me some broccoli with cheese sauce on it. All of a sudden, I fucking love broccoli.
You know, put a little cheese on my dick.
I'm just saying. I don't know, maybe you just haven't had the right type of dick yet.
Maybe you just
had-
like the post cheese from the sucking, but not the actual
Like
suck.
Two Live Crew said, nibble on my dick like a rat does cheese.
We used to have. Do you ever have any games you played when you were touring, like hotel room games you made up for yourselves to keep yourselves entertained?
I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about that stuff.
Well, I'll tell about mine. It's
No, just
super-
kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
No.
we have. I have broken so many hotel rooms with dumb shit, but we have. We came up with a game one time called Hotel Room Horse. You know, like the basketball game horse. But we would take all the light shades in the hotel room and turn them all upside down, so it'd just be like little basketball hoops.
Yeah.
And it originally started where we just have these little balls and would throw them into different ones and just play a game of horse.
Crushed beers.
Yeah, after you start drinking a few beers and you're doing it, all of a sudden it doesn't matter what you're throwing anymore. The game just becomes more
It
complicated.
evolves.
Then the game evolved into full contact horse, which means that at any point somebody was throwing whatever they were throwing, you could tackle them and all that shit, you know. So it turned into this crazy game, but we would play it all the fucking time. Put a hole in the fucking wall that was so big.
Oh, man.
Packed it all up with soap, toothpaste, and toilet paper. Made like a paper mache out of it. Got super patched it all, got it all nice, and patted it with like a little towel so it would get a little texture to it and all that. Slid the TV a couple inches over to kind of hide it a little bit more. Nobody ever said shit about it. It was wonderful. But the game got tense because we would start throwing like heavy shit. So every time we would leave leave a hotel room, we'd have no more light bulbs because they were all smashed from everything getting thrown inside them. So every fucking hotel, by the time we were done, it's like, well, we had a good game of horse. We can't see shit. It was good.
I always got like the good boy award, and it got to the point where people would like fucking beg the owner to be like, let me stay with Greg, because my hotel was fucking pristine. Every time I wanted to go, like I would make my own bed,
Yeah.
so if I can come home to have something neat. But oh yeah, I didn't let people fuck with my hotel. I partied in everybody else's.
Yeah, so you would have been in mine playing horse and then going, all right, I'm going back to bed.
Yeah.
Enjoy the broken glass
That was
pillow.
fun, Dustin.
Yeah. Hey, can I get a separate blanket or pillow or something? Yeah, no, mine's already made. Sorry, I made it this morning. I can't unmake it. There's no pillows to give. Just one. One without broken glass, please.
I'm gonna have to step away and fart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's been, I mean, it's
salted
been about,
butter.
I can tell what time it is.
It's been a while.
It's been that
you're
time.
ready
I've-
for a cigarette?
yeah.
And I know that in Robert's ready because his headphones are off.
No. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Message heard.
yeah. But for clip wise, what are a couple of shows that you might have? Oh, you're busy
sorry.
too. No, don't even worry about it. You don't even have to say it.
Yeah, you can say
What was the question? Sorry.
Next couple of shows.
All right. So we're playing the Soto After Dark at Rock Pit Brewing, April 20th, 420, baby.
Like me and Greg will be, well, I'll be at that one. You're busy hosting another one, but I'll be at that one.
All right, cool. And then following week, we're going to Tallahassee, playing a festival called Word of South. Flaming Lips is the headliner. And next month, Hurricane Party.
Yeah, with Black Joe Lewis and the Honey
Black
Bears.
Joe Lewis. We're playing with Black Joe Lewis in Gainesville the night before, so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun weekend.
So by the time you guys get to Hurricane Party, you guys are going to be like BFFs.
I hope so.
I fucking hope so.
He's a
too.
bad motherfucker.
I just want to have a picture with him.
Yeah,
And I want a free RV so we can go to the
Yes,
shows.
please come to that show. We'll party.
do
It'll
it.
be fun.
We're going to work on the RV.
Yes, TikTok. We are working on the RV.
Yes.
We have more numbers than other people.
Yeah, good. Cheech and Chong follow us.
650,000 followers?
658,000 followers. Thank you very much.
Counting.
That's right.
And it's not counting. It's actually going down, but that's okay.
Only by 1,000.
Yeah.
Only by 1,000. And when we're talking these numbers, 1,000 is nothing. What's that?
Yeah, and
0.6%?
they're actually, those ones that don't follow are probably ones that got banned.
Well, those are the fake accounts that I got rid of. I just didn't like their style.
Look at my
Is that how we're going to play it? All right. Well, yeah, that was it. Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Hell
High five.
yeah.
And thank you for lunch, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
dude.
fucking
Thanks for
Fucking
hanging, guys,
killer.
and inviting me. This is awesome. Cheers.
Yeah, isn't it great when you don't know what you're going to say?
Yeah.
You get to say shit
Just
that you wanted to say.
yeah. Not
Does that
scripted,
make any
man.
sense?